Hello guys, where's up yd'Al? It's hotter Kevin. Oh my goodness. Whew. And so quickly too. 5,000. That's more than 4,000. More than 3,000. Wow. Again and again and again. I've said this many a time, that I've had this gut feeling that many of people out there in the world want to know Old English, but don't have the means because it's mostly through academia. And in order to get to Old English, you have to go through the English program, and by the time you get to it, like, oh, really? This is what it is? But, but the fact that academia has it, that's good. Good on academia. And I am glad that I am a source for your learning. After all, this is a learning channel, a family channel. That's why I don't swear in my videos. I'm very... Well, my attitude towards rude language really is that, my mentality is that I like my language. I respect it as languages have lives of their own, and so as homage to my ancestors, who before me spoke English, and eventually Old English. I like to be polite unto them. It's the same thing why, and anyway, tangent is over. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you, patrons, non-patrons, viewers, subscribers, non-subscribers, all of you who have joined or have started your quest, your journey into learning Old English, and how it will improve you as a person, your mind, because it's like linguistic algebra, because it's especially for English speakers, because it's just so, in a way you have to treat it like a different language altogether, because it has a lot of features that modern English doesn't have anymore, but other modern languages do have. So you can only go up with Old English, despite it being sort of obscure and so yeah, it really means a lot that all of you have been with me for so long, or have just joined me. And as well, this channel, not only is it learning, but it is a spiritual channel, I should say, as I encourage, I don't know how to word this, like, I feel like I'm providing content, not only just in the Old English language, but I'm providing content for people that are into the indigenous belief, if you will, of the Germanic peoples that came to England before the Vikings, because the Angles and Saxons and Jutes and Frisians and Angles, Frisians, Angles, Saxons, Jutes, Frisians, that's the main four. And some say there are more, but other tribes, but those are the main four. I want this channel to uplift people, not only mentally, intellectually. I like to uplift people emotionally through my music, and through what I'm doing now spiritually. My channel is very multifaceted in its usage. Some people are into my channel for all sorts of reasons. It's not just one thing. It's not You know, there's different aspects to it. I mean, it's complex, just as the human consciousness is very complex. Or sorry, no, that's not the right word. The human experience is very complex. Yeah. You know, it's, you know, I mean, because it's a language, you know, I can do anything with it. You know, if you really think about it. You know, I mean, I could have taken this channel and did a bunch of memes and, you know, and make Old English seem stale and not really relevant, or how, yeah, but because I see Old English as a way to not only connect myself to my ancestors, but also to utilize my creative wit, might, and will, you know. And Old English has influenced the way I speak. Oh yeah, and the way I write. Well, all the Germanic languages that I encounter, work with, they all influence how I speak, influence how I write, and how I spell too. Especially how I spell. You know, there'd be times where like I'll be writing a message to someone, and like instead of in, I would say on. Yeah, and like, for someone who doesn't have this background of Germanic languages, they would read that, oh, that's kind of really awkward to say. Or, like, when you get into Old English and all that, like, using older words is more common. You know, to say, maiden is more common. It's like, in German, you say Mädchen for, like, girl. And, like, the Germanic, pardon me, the English cognate to that would be maiden. Or like to say something is beautiful, because beautiful is of French origin, I believe. You know, you could say sheen. You know, that's like saying schön, like in German. And forgive my pronunciation for the Dutch for the Dutch cognate, schön or something like that. It's spelled Schoon. I gotta learn the Dutch language sooner or later. Anyway, so yeah. What I like about making these kinds of videos, where it's like I'm having an intimate conversation with you guys, and it gives you an insight into my character, into you know, because you have people on YouTube that, well, even the nature of YouTube, you can't see everything of someone. You're only seeing what is shown. All right, and that varies with people. You know, some are really open, and you see a lot of them, and what they're like and whatnot, and some not so much. Some people, they come off as a product, because it's all about the views. It's all about views, not so much what they're doing. I just want views, money, gold, shiats, shiatas, I should say. Yeah, but I mean, I like what I do. I mean, I really do. And the fact that there are people that admire what I do is amazing. It's just that to delve deeper, I mean, I've said this before in earlier videos, but I do want to make a difference, an attempt to make an impact in the world. You know, I mean, as far as with Old English, Old Germanic languages, and minority Germanic dialects. You know, I mean, I want to really make my mark and be glorious. I know for some people that may sound, Kevin, that sounds all quite a little strange, kind of. Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, my values are kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, archaic would be one of them, but like I want, like, because it's in the realm of of self-improvement, become better than you were yesterday, become glorious, become heroic, you know. And I'm gonna combine two quotes. Okay, the first one is from the Hovabol, which is a Norse text, and it's loosely translated as the following: cattle die, men die, you and I will die too, but the deeds of a dead man never die. End of quote. Because, quote, what we do in life echoes in eternity, unquote. And yes, that is from the film Gladiator. It's one of my favorite films, actually. Especially the beginning, you know, where you have the Germanic tribes fighting the Romans. Whew. Glorious. Anyway, yeah, because I do want to ascend to greatness, you know, and this may sound pretentious, but it's something I think about a lot. And making a mark, becoming an example. Because I've said this before in my videos. I mean, I do want to become a father in the future. I do. You know, that's why this is a family channel. That's why I encourage good behavior and whatnot. Because when somebody makes a comment, the first demographic of people I'm thinking about who are going to see that comment are children. Because there are children that young teenagers that see my stuff. And I'm under the belief that I have to adopt this mindset. You know, if I want to become a responsible, good parent, because why? Well, I want this channel to be of my descendants. I want them to have it. Yeah, all my 3 channels. I want them to have it. And I say this is a family channel, but also in the context that it be passed down the generation to generation to generation until, I don't know, maybe YouTube dies or something. I don't know. If anything, it moved to a different site or something. But like the whole idea of ler and ald English, I want that to be, you know, like a legacy, you know, if you will, and just change the attitude towards old Germanic languages and connect people to their history and whatnot. Or because another thing too, what people don't realize, and it's hard for people outside of Europe to understand this, is that people in Europe, they have a dialect. I mean, I'm not going to go into the debate dialect versus language, but it's part of it's what came before, and to know the origin of that, like, oh, there's value to, and there's great value to keeping my dialect, and so that bond isn't broken. All right, and I mean, people stop speaking their dialect for a number of reasons, but yeah, this is another passion of mine. You know, preserving dialects, minority Germanic dialects, and whatnot, and just keeping these things alive. You know, I mean, if you wanna, you know, it's good to preserve your culture, because it's you know, I don't know, and you know, and I'm so glad that, you know, I'm so glad that what I like seeing in the comments of my videos, that you have intellectual debate going on, or this interaction going on. That's fantastic. That's what I want to see. People getting along, people networking and whatnot. Oh, you're into that? Oh, I'm into this too. You know, it's good stuff, guys. Keep it up. Yeah. Going to an earlier topic of like ascending to greatness and whatnot. I mean, this may sound very pretentious, but this is how I think. And like, this may sound really pretentious, but I still believe we are still in the Germanic heroic age. To say bluntly, to be honest with the way I think. Because we need heroes. We still live in the age of heroes, monsters, and gods and whatnot. And I say monsters, I mean I mean it symbolically. I don't literally think there's a dragon out there. No, I mean, you know, like, the problem with a lot of people, I shouldn't say that. I mean, like, in order to get at mythology, understand the language of mythology, the rhetoric of mythology, you have to understand that a lot of it is symbolic, or that means something else. And a lot of it isn't, no, I shouldn't say that, it isn't one-dimensional. It's not like, oh, this means this thing, or this deity means that, and only that. Well, no, I mean, because we have to bear in mind that mythology and all this stuff, is a reflection of the human experience. And again, the human experience is very diverse. It's not one way. It's not, I mean, there are many ways. But as far as the point I want to make about ascending and whatnot, to be greatness, the glory and whatnot. Okay, here's the real pretentious part coming. I want to ascend greatness, like right up there with Tolkien, Joseph Wright, who was Tolkien's tutor, by the way. He is also known for writing grammar books for old Germanic languages. Old High German is one of them. Gothic is another. He also wrote a dialect dictionary of England or something like that. And he's from Yorkshire too. So I mean, and I have heritage in Yorkshire, so I have a bond with him somehow. And Joseph Wright, Tolkien, Henry Sweet. Henry Sweet is a figure who wrote some of the grammar books that we have now for Old English and whatnot. I mean, I want to be like a linguistic hero. I mean, I know that may sound dramatic, it may sound really because you don't hear people say that today. They just, yeah, I'm into languages, but I have drive, and I hope other people find their drive, their passion, whatever it may be. But this realm of the internet is a place where that spark, that passion could come out for some people. Some people can randomly find this channel and realize, what, maybe what I was doing before wasn't really for me after all. Maybe it's actually languages. Maybe it's actually Old English. That's what I had with me. Yeah, I was into history and whatnot, but that's a very vague thing because there's so many things you can do with history. But then Old English really hit home for me. I really want to, it really, this is my passion. This is what I'm good at. And it makes me ever so glad to be an inspiration for some people. Because we all need heroes. It's, I mean, I take the stories of Beowulf and all those sagas. I mean, I take to heart to the values of heroism and stuff like that, and doing what is right, because, yeah, that's why, I admire Beowulf, other stories like, the Odyssey, or the one with Sigurd, it's a Norse one, and all these other, a lot of heroes that we can look up to, yeah, but a lot of people are disconnected, they think, Beowulf, he's like a superhero, he's like Batman or something. No, because Batman is like a one-dimensional figure, whereas the story of Beowulf, it's very human-like. Give you an example of that. I mean, spoiler alert for Beowulf, the story. Beowulf, he goes out his way to fight Grendel, but he doesn't end up what Beowulf wanted was to have his head, right there before Hrothgar, and saying, Hrothgar, I've done the deed, I've slayed the monster. But instead, what ends up happening is that he tears off his arm, and Beowulf is like, well, I did my best and whatnot. I mean, that's very human-like.